The Toronto Maple Leafs are having a promising season. The team is firmly positioned at the top of the Atlantic Division, and securing a playoff spot seems like just a matter of time. The defense has been more solid than in previous years, and the team finds ways to win, even when not playing at its best. However, there is always room for improvement, and one area that deserves attention is secondary scoring. This aspect of the game can be tricky to analyze. Injuries and strategic adjustments, such as transitioning to a more controlled style of play, have impacted the numbers. With key players recovering and more time under Craig Berube's leadership, there's a good chance the Leafs can improve naturally. Still, relying solely on internal improvements can be risky, especially when the goal is to outmatch direct rivals in a long playoff run. The search for external reinforcements is an option that cannot be overlooked. According to a recent column by Nick Kyprios, there are several interesting options on the market that could meet the team's needs. Let's dive into who these options are. Option 1, Brandon Tanev, a key piece for the Leafs' depth. When it comes to improving secondary scoring, one name that often comes up is Brandon Tanev, currently with the Seattle Kraken. Tanev not only brings experience and skill, but also an interesting connection to the Leafs. He is a pending free agent with roots in the Greater Toronto area. This local connection could make his adaptation to the team even smoother if a trade were to happen. Additionally, there's a strong possibility he could stay in Toronto beyond this season if things go as planned. With 7 goals and 6 assists in 30 games this season, Tanev provides solid numbers for a third-line player. He not only contributes offensively, but is also a valuable defensive asset, particularly in penalty killing, where he has been heavily relied upon by the Kraken. This versatility could give the Leafs more options to adjust their lineup and maintain a competitive edge, even in challenging situations. Tanev is the type of player who not only meets the Leafs' immediate needs, but also fits the physical and committed style that Craig Berube and Brad Treliving have sought for the team's core. Moreover, he is known for his work ethic and energy on every play, qualities that could elevate the group's performance during the critical moments of the season. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Brandon Tanev would be a good fit for the Leafs? Could he help the team strengthen its offensive and defensive depth? Or do you see another player as a more promising option in the market? Option 2, Yanni Gourde, an impact player or just a rental. Another intriguing name on the Toronto Maple Leafs radar is Yanni Gourde, also from the Seattle Kraken. Like Brandon Tanev, Gourde offers a skill set that could be exactly what the Leafs need to bolster their secondary scoring and defensive presence. However, there are some key differences that make his potential arrival a bit more complicated or strategic. With 5 goals and 14 points this season, Gourde combines consistent offensive production with strong defensive capabilities. He is known for his physical intensity and reliability in penalty killing, qualities that align well with Craig Berube's style. Additionally, Gourde has the advantage of being a dependable center, which would not only enhance the team's depth, but also reduce pressure on younger players like Fraser Minton, allowing him to develop in a more balanced role. Unlike Tanev, Gourde does not have a personal connection to Toronto. He isn't from the area, nor does he have family ties that might make him more inclined to stay with the Leafs beyond this season. This makes him a potential short-term acquisition, a classic rental player who would come to contribute now, but with no guarantees of continuity. However, this approach also has its merits, especially if the Leafs believe they are 1 or 2 pieces away from becoming serious title contenders. What about you Leafs fans? Do you think Yanni Gourde would be a good addition, even if it's just for this season? Or should the team focus on options with a higher chance of staying long-term? Option 3, Scott Laughton, the name that never leaves the Leafs' radar. It seems like not a single NHL season passes without Scott Laughton's name being linked to the Toronto Maple Leafs. This idea gained even more traction recently after his impressive 4-goal performance in a single game. Yet, despite a solid decade in the league, Laughton remains a central piece for the Philadelphia Flyers, never having worn Toronto's blue and white. Could this year finally be different? Laughton is the kind of player who brings an attractive mix of skills. He can act as a reliable third-line producer while adding a physical edge to the game and playing a solid defensive role. These traits put him in the same category as players like Tanev and Gourde, albeit with perhaps slightly less consistent performance. Still, he offers something that few other candidates can, an additional year on his contract at an affordable $3 million. This detail could be crucial for a team like the Leafs, which needs to balance impactful reinforcements with salary cap constraints. But here's the question, is Laughton worth the investment? The price to acquire him via trade might be similar to that of players offering more consistency or immediate impact. On the other hand, having a guaranteed contract for the next season could be a significant advantage, especially compared to short-term options like Gourde. What do you think, Leafs fans? Is Scott Laughton the missing piece to solidify the Leafs' offensive and defensive depth? Or is it time for Toronto to pursue bolder options, even if they come at a higher cost? Option 4. Frank Vatrano. Could 2025 finally be the year he joins the Leafs? Frank Vatrano's name has become almost a constant in rumors involving the Toronto Maple Leafs. After years of speculation, could 2025 finally bring this skilled forward to Toronto? With the Leafs looking to strengthen their secondary scoring and Vatrano being one of the Anaheim Ducks standout players, the connection seems more logical than ever. Vatrano's 30-goal season in 2023-24 is still fresh in many fans' memories, even if the start of this season has shown more modest numbers. What sets him apart from other candidates is his ability to create opportunities for himself. He doesn't rely solely on teammates to generate chances, something that could add a new dynamic to the Leafs' offense, particularly in the supporting lines. In addition to his offensive skill, Vatrano also possesses the physical intensity that Craig Berube and Brad Treliving highly value. He's the type of player who not only contributes goals, but also brings energy in critical moments. With the Anaheim Ducks out of playoff contention, it's almost certain they will look to maximize Vatrano's market value, as he is one of the top rental player candidates in the trade market. But the big debate is it worth investing future assets, such as draft picks or young prospects, for a player who may not stay beyond this season? Vatrano fits the profile to help the Leafs make a deep playoff run, but with so many options available, management will need to carefully weigh the pros and cons of this decision. What about you Leafs fans? Do you think Frank Vatrano is the reinforcement the Leafs need to take their game to the next level? Or would you prefer the team to pursue more long-term alternatives, even if it means paying a higher price? Brandon Tanev, Yanni Gourde, Scott Laughton, or Frank Vatrano? Who would be the ideal addition for the Leafs this season? While Tanev offers versatility and a local connection, Gourde brings offensive and defensive consistency, though with no long-term guarantees. Laughton combines physicality with an affordable contract for next year, and Vatrano is a proven offensive threat, perfect for a playoff push, but possibly just a rental. Who do you believe would be the best choice to strengthen the Leafs roster? Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more analysis like this.